drastically, like so bad. I'll be having one game on today, hopefully. And I couldn't be asked to get a hat, so just put up with the hair. We're so not ready here. Let's get the old microphone holder ready with it. Right now we're ready. Great stuff. Yeah, so it's the EFL kicking off this weekend along with Scottish football. If you're a fan of Scottish football, that is. I don't tend to mind it, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. No, we are here to talk today about the FPL, so Fantasy Premier League Football. I have picked a team I'm going to go through with you in a minute. I've also set up a league. It's in the description or somewhere over the invite code is. All you need to do is download the Sky Sports app. No, so it's like the Premier League app. Set up an account, pick your team, and then join my league. It's free to join, just a bit of fun. I will do various videos throughout the season where I'll have a little look at who's doing well, which players are doing well, which of you lot are top of the league, etc, etc. Won't be too often, maybe one a month or a couple a month. But yeah, let's get straight to my team. So, I, like most, spent a lot of time trying to figure out what lineup to put out, how to get the best players in my team. You're like, right, I've got to have Son, I've got to have Haaland, I have to have Nunes. Then you realise he might be a bit crap. I have to have Kane. I want to have Ruben Diaz, Van Dijk, Trent, Robertson, etc., etc. You spend ages and ages trying to get the best players in your team. And then, when you think you've got it just how you like it, you have a rethink and get rid of it. And the best time to do is now, before the season starts, because you get unlimited transfers. But I think I have a team I like, but then I'll see videos on TikTok and I'm like, maybe not. So I'm not going to lie, I have had in my team, I've had in there, who have I had in the team at various points. I've had Nunes, Darwin Nunes, he's been in my team. He might be now, I'll have to wait and see. I've had Trent, I've had, who else? Son. At one point I had Van Dijk in there. I've had Cancelo. I've had Andres Pereira at Fulham. I've had Neto at Wolves. I've had Haaland. I've had Jesus, Martial, Rashford. I've had so many players. Probably gone through about 100 different players so far in the last 2 weeks. So like 10 different teams, give or take. I think I've finally settled on the team I like. Maybe. It all depends on it really, who else is transferred into the Premier League in the next couple of weeks or so. It could all change tomorrow. But I'm going to go through, in this video, I'm going to go through my team, and then I will go in another video before the season starts. I will pick a couple of other teams to give you a couple of different selection ideas. Pardon me. Now I am nowhere near saying I am an expert FPL, because I know I do pretty crap. But let's just get into it. Let's have a little look at my team. Starting with my bench. I don't know if I'll line up like this first game of the season. I might end up having a bit of a change. Just having a little look at it now. Right this second, on paper, this will be the team I go for in the opening game of the season, okay? So, think he's in like the cheapest bracket of goalkeepers. I think the cheapest is 4 million, and he's like 4 million. Out of all of these second choice keepers in that bracket that I think are decent, Fraser Forster is the most likely to get Premier League minutes at some point, because each season it seems Lloris has a little injury, not a big one, but one that keeps him out for a few games. Tottenham are also in the Champions League, so there is a chance Forster gets game time in the Premier League. That's why he's in my team. He's on the bench. I have got Andreas Pereira. Now, I'm not a fan. I had him obviously. Obviously, he was at United for a long time. He had a lot of loan deals. I was actually quite chuffed when we got some money for him on a permanent deal. But that doesn't mean at Fulham he will not be a regular starter. I think he'll be pretty much week in, week out, starting for Fulham under Marco Silva. So yeah, Pereira is on my bench, and he's only £4.5 million, I think, so made him a good pick, in my opinion. I have Alexander Zinchenko, another player I'm not a massive fan of. I know he can do a job in 2 or 3 positions: left back, midfield, left wing. So he will definitely get game time for Arsenal. I think he could play week in, week out for Arsenal in all fairness. And I may very well bring him into my team for the first game of the season. The minnie's on the bench, but that could all change before the start of the season. So Zinchenko is on the bench currently for me. I'm not going to tell you who my last substitute is. I'll tell you that at the end. Or towards the end. Right, starting lineup. So this is my 11 for the first game of the season as it is right now. I have a goalkeeper who he has a tough away game, to be fair, so I might take him out of the team. I might actually just swap him all together, thinking about it. Because the first game of the season is not an easy one, it's not a given. Let's have a look who his second game will be against. His first game is away at Man United. His second game will be at home to Newcastle, then away to West Ham. I'm going to take him out of my team. Right, okay, we're getting rid right now. Live, well, not live, but on this video, we're taking out Robert Sanchez. He is worth £4.5 million. We are replacing him with I don't have any spare money, so all we have is £4.5 million. And I'm going to go with my original choice, I think, which is David Raya, who is away at Leicester first game, home to Man City, away at Fulham. Oh, that's another tough one, ain't it? I think the problem is not knowing who will be Palace's keeper. Will be Johnston or Butland. That's an issue. Pickford is home to Chelsea first game. Henderson's away at Newcastle. You know what? We are sticking with Robert Sanchez because none of the other options actually have any easier starts to the season. So Robert Sanchez is staying in my team. Next, at right back, well, currently at right back, we have a £4.5 million Tottenham's new signing. Now, he is a risk because I don't know if he'll start week in, week out. We have Jed Spence, and I have a feeling Conte might go with Royale the first game of the season. There was a Royale, but if he doesn't, then Spence could be playing against who they got? Southampton at home first game of the season, Chelsea away, Wolves at home. I think he might actually start Spence against Southampton and bringing Emerson Royale in for the Chelsea game because obviously a lot more experience than Jed Spence. So I think Spence will start the first game. We then have Nico Williams, £4.5 million. I think it's a great pickup. I hadn't even thought about him, and then I seen somebody else had him. I was like, I've got to have that. I have to have Nico Williams in my team. He's just signed for Forest. He's £4 million. He's going to play week in, week out. He's going to get assists. Maybe not get that many clean sheets as a defender, but he'll get assists. And yeah, I've gone with Nico Williams. I then have. I don't think it's between Williams and Spence who gets dropped for the first game. I think it's Zinchenko starts for Arsenal against Palace. But one of Spence or Williams has to be dropped. Williams will start for Forest against Newcastle. But Jed Spence, will he start at home against Southampton? I think he will. So I might drop Williams because I can't see Forest keep. Then again, it is Newcastle. Forest are at home, I think. Or is it St James's? Let's have a little looky woo woo. So Forest are away. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Spence. I think Newcastle probably score at St James's against Forest. Next in defence we have Reece James, the first of my plus 6 million players. He's actually 6 million on the dot. Reece James for Chelsea. He's going to get me assists, he's going to give me goals and clean sheets. Alongside him we have João Cancelo. So my defence, I spent 7, 13, 18, 22, 26.5 million on my defence for all 5 players. Cancelo is the final part of my defence, and he's going to give me a stack of points. Yeah, so Cancelo and James will be my week in, week out starters, and then it'll be a switch between Zinchenko, Williams, and Spence early on. Moving on to midfield. Right. Midfield. Andreas Pereira. I already told you about Pereira being in my side. He'll be a regular on the bench. With the occasional game, he'll be brought in if there's injuries or suspensions to other players or they're out of form. My second cheapest midfielder is Bruno Guimaraes. The Newcastle sensation from last season. With a full pre-season underneath him, a full season ahead, I think he could give me a lot of points. If Newcastle can just sign a proper striker, an out 20 goal a season striker, then the assists Guimaraes can get would lift us right up there. So yeah, Bruno to score or get assists throughout the season and pick us up some points. I mean, some weeks I might go with a midfield 3 because Pereira and Bruno aren't going to give me that many points, I don't believe. But my midfield 3, without them doing that, is pretty bloody good. It really is. So, the cheapest, well, we've got 2 at 8 million quid. We have Luis Diaz, the Liverpool forward. Yes, Luis Diaz is part of my midfield. Jota's starting the season injured, I believe. I don't know if their new striker Nunes will play week in, week out. I'm not too sure. What I do know is whoever's down the middle, Luis Diaz is going to not cause them. I'm watching highlights of Andy Ruiz here against Anthony Joshua. I got confused. Yeah, that Luis Diaz is going to get us some. He's going to get me a new Saka, the Arsenal sensation, is going to get goals. He's going to get assists. He's going to get us points, which is all you can ask for. He's going to play week in, week out, pretty much. Saka is. I guarantee he'll play about 40 games next season. So, Diaz, Saka, Andreas, Pereira, and Bruno are 4 of my midfield 5. We finish with. Who do we finish with? We finish with Son. Yes, for last season's. Was he joined or did he win it? I think he won, didn't he? Winning Premier League goal scorer, Heung-min Son. He is my final pick in midfield. Hence why I said some weeks I might go with 3 in midfield. Those 3 being Son, Diaz and Saka. And leave Bruno, Guimaraes and Andres Pereira out of the team some weeks. We'll have to see. Depending on who they're all playing against, I guess. The front 3 I've gone for. One of these I think I'll take out. Honestly, I think one of these is going to be removed from my team. And I bet you what, guess which one it's going to be. So my front 3 is Anthony Martial. Yes, like a lot of people, I've probably bought into the hype. I've seen him in pre-season score a few goals. I'm convinced that with an arm round his shoulder from Erik ten Hag, regular starts, he's going to get us points. His first game is against Brighton at home. So I'm going with Martial as one of my front 3. I've then picked somebody else who last season I never ever would have picked in my FPL, not at all. But now he's got his move, I fancy him for points. That is Gabriel Jesus, who's gone to Arsenal, obviously. Now between Martial and Jesus, if they play, well, Jesus will play week in, week out. If he gets a service, he's going to get the points. Martial, if he plays week in, week out, he will get goals in this United team under Erik ten Hag. That leaves us with our final pick, and that is Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland. Do I start him or do I transfer him? I keep hearing so much negative stuff about this bloke. How last season he only played 24 games. The season before that 20 odd. The one before that I think 15 or 16. I'm unsure. I think he has a lot of injury problems. Maybe because of the way he's built, the size of the bloke, the way he walks really odd. And that's not picking on him. But if you watch him on TV just walk around like off a football pitch. I think I seen him walking through an airport or something on TV the other day. And he has a really awkward walk. I don't know if that's big, maybe he has knee issues. Or maybe it's just the height of the lad, I'm not sure at all. And I'm sure they would have picked this up on in his medical, but he just has some really weird walking form, or walking gait as they might call it. But yeah, Haaland's in my team, he's 11.5 million quid. I don't know if I want to keep him. I do think the more safe option would be Kane. I did have Darwin and Nunes in there, and then I seen some highlights, so I was like, yeah, but you're out. The problem is with the Premier League, there's not a lot of top strikers who are going to get you guaranteed points. At one point I had the New Forest striker in next, he was cheap, and I thought, well, that makes sense, he looks half decent. It's like, yeah. I've had Neto in my team, as I said, and various other players. But yeah, Haaland is in the team. Whether or not he makes it start the season in my team, I do not know. I don't think he starts the first. I don't think he starts the first game of the season at West Ham, so I might transfer him out for the time being, or leave him on the bench. I'll wait and see. Anyway, let me know your FPL team in the comments, and which players you think I might have missed a trick on, and which ones I shouldn't have in my team. Take it easy, and I'll see you all again very soon. Hit that